finished the pasture change. They were on the last paddock over by the wetlands for 3 days. It's been, let's see, 25 days since they've been here. Probably got 10 inches of growth in this grass, which is nice. I'm giving them larger paddocks because the lambs are getting pretty good size and they're eating more. So I'm thinking this part here, it's actually 2 sections, so that wouldn't normally graze individually with just the ewes. But hope to get 3 to 4 days here. And then this large pasture here, we're going to split it into 2 and let them graze that. But you can see how tall that grass is, so I'm really pleased with this rotational grazing, the way the grass is coming back. So you just want to rotate them every 2 to 3 days, possibly 4, depending on how well they eat it. But I don't force them to eat it way down. You don't want to make them go hungry. You want them to be satisfied all the time. Tonight when I got ready to shift them, a few of the ewes were talking to me. Normally if I'm out here, they don't say a word because they're content. So it was time to change them. And I really like to see them just grazing away. They're really content, and move the water bucket there, the trough, it's got an automatic float, so as they drink the water down, they refresh it and get some more water. And then brought the dog feeding station over and the mineral feeder. And Garrett made the rounds, and he decided he approves, so he's going to take a nap. So that's it for today. Glad that we got these all shifted, and we're going to wean 4 ewes off their lambs in about 5 days. It's coming Saturday, and then 2 weeks from now we're going to wean the balance, well, all but 4 of the real young ones, and then probably about the 1st of August we'll wean the rest of them. So everything's going well. This is the 3rd day for this paddock, and as you can hear, the sheep are talking to me, so they're hungry. So they're going to come out on this. It's been about 3.5 weeks since they've been on here. It's not as long as I'd like, but it's been long enough. So they'll graze this section first, probably 2 to 3 days, hopefully 3 days. Then they'll go on the next section up there. And then once they're done with that, then we'll fence this off and let them go down here, and then we'll start the rotation over again. So let's get. They are well conditioned to an open gate. They were hungry and we're right up here, opened it up, and they just went right through. So now we got to move the water tank and the mineral feeder and the dog feed station. Today is the 4th of July. It's a hot, humid day. Goats have been out here in the weaned sheep. There's about 8 ewes that we wean the lambs from. They've been in this woods. It's right next to the north field for 2 weeks, and they've pretty well cleaned it out. So we're giving them some additional pasture today. The goats are looking much better since we gave them the copper boluses. I'm sure that was a problem. They've shed out. They're starting to put weight back on, so we've made the determination. They say those boluses last 8 to 12 months, but we're going to give it every 6 months, because then when they're patches, she really lost a lot of weight, and so did Missy, and they weren't shedding out, and they look much better. And it's only been about a week since we gave them the bolus, so pretty sure that's what the problem was. So we'll get this shifted and get them to some fresh pasture. We're here at what we call the hillside pasture. It's maybe an acre, I don't know. Been about 4 weeks since we've grazed this, and got good regrowth up here. And then we've put instead of just that visual for moving them, we put up a 4 strand, and I had to connect a 3 strand down there. But this laneway too goes up to the north woods there, so we'll let them graze this too. So hopefully we can get at least 2 days, maybe 3 days out of this. We'll still let them have access to the woods and the north field, because that's where the dog feeder is and their mineral feeder. So we're going to open the gate and we'll let them come down. I'm here at the run-in shed. I'm going to put a concrete pad in here. We got a scale for the livestock, so we got to put a concrete pad in, and then we'll assemble a scale and put it down here. Got a compactor here. Pad's going to be 3 feet by 8 feet. We have the forms outside the building, but got to compact this stuff first. Got the stone all compacted. The slab is going to be 3 feet by 8. It'll come out probably to about where the red spot is and go down that way. So we have to build the forms. We're going to rent a small concrete mixer and just buy bags of concrete, get it all set up and get it done. So that worked pretty well. Pleased with it. I got to set some gates up to keep the goats and the Heidi off of it, the llama, because they'll track. Have that gated off so the rams and the billy goat and the llama don't get in there, because that's the area where they used to like to dig and lay down. So got to keep that protected. So we're ready for the farms and pouring the concrete. It is weaning day once again. There's about, I don't know, all but 5 of the ewes are coming out today. And the Dorpers that haven't shed, like that one over there, any of them that have hair on them, we're going to clip that off today. Just to make sure, because it's getting wet and you can see the flies on it. Don't want them to get maggots. So that'll get clipped off. We'll separate them. Then we're going to put the lambs and the few ewes that are left right here. So we got to build fence. And then the balance of the ewes that are getting weaned will go back to the hillside pasture with the other ewes and the does. We're stringing the fence along this section, just starting. We lack just enough fence to go from that right there to that corner post, and right over to here. So Roger went and he's coming up with another super fence too that was down along the wetlands. So then we'll connect that super fence 2 here to this one, come around the corner. We got the sheep in here for weaning, and everybody with a pink mark on their head gets weaned. This is one of the Dorpers that did not shed. All that coat is there. It's worse than wool because it's felted. It's right next to the skin. But we got to get this off because I'm afraid they're going to get a fly strike in it. There's not too many. I mean, the ones with a little bit over the shoulders will take it off, but that's not bad. But she was the worst one, and number 18 was pretty bad too. There's one there that we just took the top part off. But the combination of hair and wool, it just makes it like felt, makes it really hard. These are all the ewes that are being weaned. We'll have to check Cracker. He's sore in his right rear. I put these over at the goats. We got them up here, and they're in the hillside pasture. The does and the other sheep are up at the north field. They'll come back to join them, but got them up here. They're grazing. They're fairly quiet. So that's the end of weaning this time. We've got some more to wean in about another 3-4 weeks. We brought the other ewes that were already here up to the hillside pasture, and they've banded together pretty well because they know where the water is. They were actually back in the woods. Nice cool place for them. So what we've decided is, with the grass here, and then the north field has quite a bit of grass, and then that north woods, we're just going to let them run in all 3 areas. And they've got the laneway over there, and then we're going to fence off the laneway up there because there's some good grazing there, and we'll just leave them here. We won't rotate them, and that'll work. There's plenty of pasture for them, and the grass will keep coming because they're just on a maintenance ration right now. We don't need to, they're not nursing the lambs or having to produce real heavily. The 1st of August we're going to pull out the 2 Jacobs and then the 8 Ile-de-France ewes that we're breeding for January lambs, and we'll start them on just a little bit of grain because it's called flushing, where you increase the plane of nutrition about 3 to 4 weeks before you turn the rams in, and that stimulates a higher egg production on the females and hopefully increases the number of twins, and just helps overall with conception and higher yield on your lamb crop. So that's our plan. So it's nice and cool. Callum and Dylan are right here. Callum's really settling in well. He's very social, knows his name, comes up to us. Lily update is not good. We haven't had any sightings for the last 3.5 weeks, so we've pretty well given up hope getting her back. It's sad, but we'll see, but we're not holding out any hope. So we pulled the trap. We're not, because we don't know where she was anyway, and that wasn't working. So we've just decided to stop actively searching for her. If she shows up, that's great, but we have our doubts because there's been no sightings for the last 3 weeks. So beautiful night tonight, nice breeze here, and we're going to call it a day today. We're going to head home, have some dinner, and enjoy the rest of the evening.